If everyone just releases this stuff and then acts like, oh, that's what they believe, then we're all canceled. The whole world's canceled. Everybody's canceled. Okay, we're back. Who cares? 24. It's been a minute. We've been doing clips. It's obviously, been the pandemic and the, protests and everything's going on right now, but we're back. And everybody's racist. Everybody's a predator. Everyone's getting canceled. Welcome to 2020. That's, we're in for quite a year. We're only 5 months in, and I'm pretty much convinced at this point that's going to be aliens, zombies. There's no way this year doesn't end with even more of a bang. Like, there's no way the next 6 months are just like, oh, everything actually went great. Like, everything worked out and everyone's really happy now. No chance. Being an optimist in these type of times almost seems delusional. Like, we're at the point where every day, every week, there's just a new, earth-shattering thing. And, it's tough. It's tough, and nobody has the answers, And, we're in a evolutionary phase, I feel like, with humanity. It might be the end. It might be we evolve and become better. We'll see. Time will tell with this one. A lot going on. A lot to get into this pod. Like I said, we've been away for like a month. I've just been doing clips, and those have been doing pretty well. Getting a ton of followers, so that's good. I personally have just been laying off the social media. Social media and the news are like fucking the new AIDS. Like, if you watch it, you're gonna get it. Like, it's just ruins your soul, man. Like, the amount of just fear porn and just divisiveness and like fighting and negativity, it's like I can't go on there. I can't do it, man. So I've been off that. Been ripping a lot of Hinge, a lot of Snapchat, so we'll get to that later on in the pod. But yeah, I don't know, man. We're I guess we're in summer now, first day of summer, and I really miss events, man. Remember when you could just go to events and do things and just be with people and have fun? Those were the days, the fun days, the days you could do stuff, Now it's like, you can't say anything, you can't do anything, You get in your room and you shut your fucking mouth. That's the world we live in now. But hopefully this summer opens up and we can do stuff without, getting shamed online or getting told we're spreading this virus that, is fucking probably made up at this point. Like, I don't know what to tell you, It's so weird too, man. Like, I feel like Corona is just like, it's over. Like, it's obviously over at this point. I don't know. I know there's a fucking, second wave and there's people that it's like the amount of misinformation. Like, I don't even know where you can find good information. There's this guy, Clay Travis, who is like an online media guy, and he's, I think enlightened me a little bit with some facts and with stuff going on. Talked about how, like, the viral load in Italy is pretty much gone. Like, they can't even find it there. You're more likely to get struck by lightning than die of corona if you're under 40. Pretty interesting. And then just like how people like mess with the numbers. Like in Florida, the cases went up, but the actual impact is lower because now that people are going back to work, they're getting tested, and younger people are, obviously testing positive in some cases, but they're very asymptomatic and they're, nothing's really wrong with them. And also that whole like, oh, if you're asymptomatic, you could give it to somebody and they could give it to their grandma and they die. I guess that's pretty much like bullshit at this point. We've learned that's like not true. Then there's other people who are still just wearing hazmat suits, masks, think it's like they're acting like it's Ebola, Corona ended the moment George Floyd died. In my mind, the moment he died, Corona's over. I mean, the protests, everything, it's like Corona is bullshit. We're over it. I don't give a fuck about Corona, man. Like, let it do its thing at this point. If everyone has it, great. We're going to be sick. We're not going to be sick. We're not all dying. There's some people that are dying. Very small amount. Like, at this point, it's just such an obvious political, economic thing that, like, I personally, it's above my pay grade. I don't know about that. But I know that, like, at this point, it's just such a joke. First couple of weeks, yeah, shut it down. Let's see what's going on. The world's just shut down now. Like, oh, we're just going to keep it closed for, a year. Shut up. Get out of here, man. I feel like, too, with, like, girls and shit, it's like, Corona has become the new... Oh, no. What's the thing everybody's saying now? Oh, the social distancing bullshit. Social distancing has become the new babe, I'm on my period. If she tells you, oh, I got to social distance, block her immediately, it's over. The fucking mission's over, boys. If she's telling you that in a social distance, Corona ended fucking a month or two ago. What are we talking about here? What are we pretending this is still a thing, you know? It's very strange, man. But yeah, you gotta just lay off the news. Watching the news it's just the scariest show ever. It's a horror movie now. You just go on there. It's they're killing everyone. They're Corona. It's just like nonstop. Like I don't know how people can watch the news and like not lose their mind. Like you turn the news on for 5 seconds, you're just like, oh my god, the world's over. Everything's done. Everyone's lost their mind, you know. And you go on social media and everyone's calling everyone racist and posting shit and then you got the actors. How funny are actors, dude? Like, just stop acting. The Imagine video, I take responsibility. Man, the I take responsibility video is great comedy. These actors are so in need of just attention, just like, oh, look at me, I'm performing. Aaron Paul's performance in the I take responsibility video is incredible. Him just sitting there, just full actor mode. It's like, listen, Jesse Pinkman, relax, bitch. Like, these people think they're going to change the world making a video. Like, go do something, man. Go do something other than just show up at a protest, grab a picture for Instagram, and leave, Celebrities are a joke. Like, every event, it's like, this year, okay, it was a couple years ago, it was Oscars, so white. It was that. Okay, great, there should be more diversity in film. Okay, cool. And they just overdo it. Just nonstop. It's like, ugh. Then it's, okay, transgender stuff. Then it's gay stuff. Then it's women's stuff. It's like, they just jump on whatever pet cause, Which I think is the most demeaning thing to do. If there's causes that really matter to you and you want to make a difference, great. Go do whatever you want to do. That's important to you. Make a difference. Great. If you're just a person who just hops on wherever the trend is of the week, it's like, that's disgusting. That's like, you're just so fake. You're not actually caring about it. You're not trying to make a difference. You just want other people to go, oh, he cares also. He's good. What kind of skeletons do you have in your closet that you're hiding? I don't trust those type of people, man. I saw also there's gyms opening in some places, and I'll throw a couple pics up here. There's a gym in California that they're doing like bubble pods. So you go in and you're like shower curtains like in each station. Bubble pod gyms. Give it up, man. I feel like colleges and universities and gyms are just done now. Like, it's just over. Who in their right mind is going to go to a gym and just sit in a pod now? A bubble pod. And go, I get my workout in. Dude, you go to the gym to do anything but workout. There's a few people who go to the gym and actually work out. There's like maybe 5 of them. Most people go to the gym just to kind of see their buddies and be like, oh, you look jacked, bro. Yeah, how about me? I look jacked too, yeah. And then just like creep some girls who probably have an OnlyFans account and like just all they do is wear Lululemon and Gymshark shit. That's what the gym is. So why would I go stand in a pod by myself and actually work hard? Why would anybody do that? You could go for a run. Working out is pointless anyways if you're not eating healthy. If you eat like a little kid and then you go to the gym, there's no point. There's 0 point. Anytime I've been in like even relatively good shape in my life, it's not because of working out. It's because I don't eat carbs and sugars and all the bullshit late at night. I actually eat like an adult. I get my proteins. I get my portion meals. I eat how people should. If you're just eating like a frat boy, it's not going to happen for you. Just stop working out. There's no point to go and, I'm working out so hard. I think the great Shannon Sharp, he said, he's like, you cannot work a bad diet, which is the most true shit ever. Trust me, I've tried, So the bubble pod gyms, give it up. And then people, going to college or university at this point, I mean, that's done. I'm the last stud. I'm the last college stud. Literally, I am. To go and put yourself in debt, and you can't even go now. You just got to do online and it's over, man. Yeah, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be in sciences, if you want to be in healthcare, some business stuff. Otherwise, it's over. Going in and getting $100,000 in debt to get a women's studies certificate or a psychology degree. Everybody's a psychologist. It's like a good psychologist is just somebody that you're paying to pretty much have a beer with and talk, except you don't have a beer with them. You're paying to not have a beer with them. Because instead of wasting, and actually I think psychologists are good. There's obviously too many of them. Like everybody gets a psychology degree. It's like, we all can't be, 40 to 60 years old sitting there going, I think, maybe try this. It's like, who's going to listen to the advice of, a 20-year-old psychologist telling you how to live your life? If you're 40 and just had a midlife crisis, it's tough. But psychologists are good because if you're a good friend, you don't bother your friends with shit, man. If there's something really bothering you, okay, yeah, we can talk, whatever. Otherwise, man, if you come to me for advice, hey, what do you think? My girlfriend, we're going to move in together, but maybe she cheated and fucked my dad or something. What should I do? My advice is the same no matter what. Every relationship advice, always the same. I go, oh, yeah, just break up. Stop talking to them. Always. No matter what the situation is, I say that. Because if they go, oh, yeah, maybe. You get a point there, Brennan. Oh, it's over. You already want to break up, so I'm bringing that out of you. Where if you go, no, I can't, I gotta, whatever. Well, then you really care about it and you want to fight for it, so great, so do that. So therefore, I give the greatest advice because no matter what I say, it'll really determine what you want inside. So I'm a great friend. But don't bother me with all the shit. Go to your psychologist. If you're like, yeah, I feel like I have problems, connecting with people because my dad didn't hug me. That's not my, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? Go talk to a psychologist. I got nothing to tell you. Get a hug, deal with a psychologist, pay him some money, I think also people have a problem with quitting. People act like quitting is a bad thing when I'm all for it. I think quitting should be more encouraged in life. Like a lot of people, they are like, oh, like don't quit, like keep going, no matter what, you keep going. Nah, probably not. A lot of people should quit, man. And whenever you see I feel like a lot of athletes say this, like comedians, actors, everybody, they're like, what's the best advice you'd give to a young person doing it? And they're like, you should quit. That's like a lot of people say that advice, and I couldn't agree more. Because if you tell somebody, oh yeah, you should just stop, you should quit that. Just like the relationship I was talking about, they're like, quit, give it up. If they don't really have the drive in them or the hunger to go after it, they're going to take your advice and go, I guess I'll quit. Great, another one out of the way. Where people always like, oh, keep going, keep trying. Probably not, though. Because I feel like in life, you have certain skills, certain, things that you're blessed with, right? So you get into something, you have a natural level of talent, right? Where if you just have no talent at all, just zero ability, you just suck at it, no matter how hard you work at it, you could work, Kobe Bryant, David Goggins level work ethic just to get mediocre. What's the point? There's no point to that. That sucks. People, I was talking to a buddy recently about this. He's like, yeah, I think I'm done with golf, He was trying to get into golf. He's tall. So he has to get different clubs and he's not that good at it. He's like, I'm just going and, what am I doing here? I just want to hang out and drink with my buddies. That's ultimately what I want to do. But I'm whacking the ball, I'm getting stressed out, I'm thinking about it. And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to play anymore. I'm done, I'm quitting. And I go, good for you, man. That's a guy who gets it, The quitters are the people that get it. The tryhards are not the people you want to be friends with. Because they're going to keep trying even when they shouldn't. They're going to pick something that they're terrible at, that they shouldn't be doing. And put all their, they'll ruin their life, put all their effort, all their time into it for nothing. You have to be if I'm going to golf, right, which I never would, but let's say I'm going to golf, I want to be pretty good at it. The moment I grab a club. The moment I grab a club, I want to be like, oh, this kid's not bad. If I'm hitting into the trees, just embarrassing myself every shot, I'm done. I'm out. If you don't have natural ability for stuff, don't do it. So encourage people to quit. I think that's something that doesn't get talked about enough in life. Quitting is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's, a helpful thing. Okay. There's a lot to talk about here. I need some water. We're firing it up, Frankie. I was going to do a pod last week, or maybe the week before now, and I just didn't think it was appropriate, because I think it was just going to be me trying to explain race and try to break all this down, which I don't think that's my position. I think my position is to listen, to learn as much as I can, absorb this stuff, realize that black people live in a different world sometimes, and have a lot different lives and different challenges, and kind of just realize that and learn what I can. Because I think these, white people jump on stuff and they try to change the narrative and make it about them, and then they, it's not good. So I'm happy I laid back. And I feel like nowadays it's you say anything, you're racist. You don't say something, you're racist. So it's either way, you're racist. And it's sometimes in life I think it's better to sit back, just shut your mouth and learn. Which I think I did. I think I made the most of this time. That's really what I have to say about that. We got a ton of stuff here. Okay, one thing that really bothers me. There's a fucking ton of shit. But when people keep doing this revisionist history shit, you gotta stop this. You gotta stop with the revisionist history. 2 years and that's it, man. Whatever you've done or said in 2 years, because the world changes so quickly that people dig up these things. And it's for people I'm not even really fans of that I'm talking about the Howard Stern thing and then Jimmy Fallon too. They dug up an old sketch of his like 20 years ago when he was doing blackface on Saturday Night Live and he was doing an impression of his buddy Chris Rock. I remember as a kid when people do like not black, but just different. They paint their face like brown face, black face, whatever. I always thought that was really stupid. I'm not trying to white knight here. I'm just saying. I was just like, why would you want shit on your face? Put your cool costume on when you're like, oh, I'm whatever this guy. Okay, you gotta paint your face now. What am I in a Hollywood movie? No. Why am I gonna paint my face? I was always too lazy to do any sort of colored face. But so I guess that was funny back in the day. Some people, oh, it's always racist, but I don't know the history of it. I don't know. I never thought it was funny. I never really liked it. So you'll never dig up a picture of me, 20 years from now. You go, Jake, you did the blackface. It's like, you're not going to get me on that, all right? You might get me on some other shit, but not that one. So, anyways, they dig up this thing of Jimmy Fallon, and everybody's freaking out, like, oh, how could he do this, blah, blah, he's canceled. Everyone, the people that are saying you're going to cancel yourself, dude. And you can't be canceled. These people who want to cancel people cannot be canceled because they have nothing to cancel. They have no life. If you're digging up a video from Jimmy Fallon from 20 years ago, I get it's quarantine, so you get some time on your hands. What are you doing? Talk to a psychiatrist, talk to a friend, do something. And everybody, and not even everybody. 10 people on Twitter, make it a thing, and it's like, ugh. Are we really going to pretend like times aren't different? Like now there's just no context. There's just like, oh, you did something, 20 years ago, so you're racist now. First off, obviously the guy's not racist. Was it smart to do blackface? No, I don't think it's that funny. It's stupid, for sure. If he did it last week on The Tonight Show, that's mind-blowing and like, yeah, okay, let's, there's a problem here. If he does it 20 years ago, he's doing an impression of his friend who happens to be black. What? What are we talking about here? So that really bothers me with this whole revisionist history. And digging out tweets or something. I've never had Twitter. I think I might have had it in grade 9 for a week. I was just like, yeah, I can't do this. But it's like they're digging up tweets from people and just like, oh, look what they said, 5 years ago they said, women are broads. And you're like, oh, get them off the show. Get them out of here. And you're like, what? What are we doing here? So we got to stop doing that, man. Even with Howard Stern, and once again, I'm not a big fan of Jimmy Fallon or Howard Stern. I'm kind of just like, they're whatever, They're kind of just like cucky media people who just do whatever the agenda is, and I don't really think they don't entertain me. Especially for people my age, it's like, what? Jimmy Fallon's a guy who just laughs at everything, and Howard Stern is some old fucking weird guy who used to be cool, I guess, on radio before podcasts were a thing. Okay, great. But he used to just drop N-bombs all the time. And he did a blackface thing. But he would just say, Nigerian on air. He'd be dropping the bombs. And then, now he's like, oh, I was a young guy, whatever. He's, denying it, But it's I guess he did this when he was 40. I'm not trying to justify the guy. Obviously, he was a shock jock and did a lot of, weird shit that was wild back in the day. But it's like, if we do this, there's a lot of perfect people in the world, that I didn't know about. Because everybody just, if you look back on anybody, you're going to find some shit, man. So it's like, if you're okay with, everybody, we look back on everyone's life now, well, then there's going to be nothing left. There's not going to be anybody to say or do anything. It's the same case with that I think was that quarterback, third string guy for the Bills, Jake Frott. Listen, man, he said rich whites or only elite whites or something should have guns. Pretty wild thing to say. Obviously not true. If you've ever seen The Purge, it's not what you want. But, that's with him and a buddy, man. And that's one thing that really bothers me and scares me in today's world is that nobody ever talks about privacy. Nobody ever brings up privacy. They attack the Jake Frog and go, hey, he was racist, shouldn't have said this, which, yeah, that was a racist statement for sure. Racist, just uneducated, just, dumb thing to say. But people act like they're not in group chats. People act like they don't text their buddies shit. If you go through anybody's group chat in the world, go through their group chat, go through their Snapchats, you say the most outrageous shit to your buddies, that you don't believe, that you know is politically incorrect, and you know is really demented. You say it to your buddies to get a laugh, and you go, wow, that was fucked up. If everyone just releases this stuff and then acts like, oh, that's what they believe, then we're all canceled. The whole world's canceled. Everybody's canceled. If we just allow people to go through group chats, there's nothing to say. Nobody can say anything. So I don't get the logic a lot of times with these type of people. So that bothered me. I had to get that off my chest. The revisionist history and the canceling from old stuff just has to end, man. Different time period, different whatever. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Even if it is wrong, there's privacy involved, and there's also context of the time period that it happened. And even with the Jimmy Fallon thing, everyone's, oh, cancel him, blah, blah, blah. Nobody talks about SNL hosting, like, you know, releasing the video. Nobody talks about NBC putting it on their platform. Nobody talks about the writers. It's like, we're in a make-believe pretend world, you know? Okay, what else do we got here? Okay, so one thing I was thinking about too is like everybody, like, oh, not everybody, some weird people on Twitter, defund the police, you know, whatever, blah, blah. Okay, and obviously when you hear that, you go, oh, you can't defund the police, right? Like the world without police would be, you know, that would really be in the Purge. That'd be a nightmare. And I guess the argument is, oh, but the funding should go to different resources, different outlets, blah, blah, blah. If anything, I think you should put more money into the police as far as training and who you hire. Because I know in Canada, if you want to be an officer, they have like minority laws. The training's different. You have to have a university degree. There's it's actually a hard job to get. Where I'm not sure about the States, but I feel like any guy who just is fat and eats donuts can just join the force. Like you can just show up and I'll be a cop today, and they go, here's a gun, good luck. Like, so if anything, I'm not saying fund as far as like, you know, oh, like the police are already like a SWAT team. They're like a military at this point. We've seen with the protests, which is a nightmare. But as far as training and who you hire, there should be more resources allocated to that so you're hiring the proper people so you don't get people like the guy who killed George Floyd or the people who just stood there watching, you know? So the whole defunding the police thing is like, you know, weird. I was thinking about this too, though. It's like the argument could be made that the police force draw in people who are like that, who are racist, or who want to do like hate crimes or kill black people, whatever. Because I was thinking about this, it's like, I'll use this comparison. If you, let's say, are a pedophile or some sort of creepy fuck, what job would you get into? Well, you'd be a Catholic priest, right? That would be the move. I'm not saying all Catholic priests are pedophiles, but if you are a pedophile, you would go to that job because you go, hey, I can blend in here and I can do my thing. Same thing with the police department. I'm not saying every cop is, you know, a racist murderer, but I'm saying if you had that in you, well, I'd want to be a cop because then I could get away with these type of, you know, behaviors. So it's tough, man. Like, there'll always be bad people, there'll always be bad apples, whatever. But I think also, like, you know, I do have some optimism as far as, like, you know, in the next 50 to 100 years, everybody's going to be mixed. So, yeah, people are tribal and people are always, you know, fighting amongst them. But everybody's fucking everybody here. Everybody's fucking white chicks, black chicks, everybody's fucking everybody. So I feel like racism is like, yeah, I don't really know. Like, I'm not from the States. Like, if you're in the South and your grandpa, I was watching that movie Monsters Ball the other night. Great movie. It's with Billy Bob Thornton and prime Halle Berry. Oh my God, she's the hottest girl ever. There's an unbelievable sex scene. P. Diddy's in it. It's a great movie. But Billy Bob Thornton's character has a racist grandpa, right? Who's dropping N-bombs and he's, you know, racist and stuff. And Billy Bob Thornton is kind of racist too. And then his kid, Heath Ledger in the movie, the Joker, he's like not racist at all. He's like friends with a bunch of black people. He's just like this. He doesn't get it. And I feel like that's more and more how the world is going as far as like, who's racist? Like, who's raising their kids racist? You know, like, I obviously don't see it because I'm a white guy. I'm in Canada, totally different world. I get that. But I feel like it's like an old idea that's slowly going away. Maybe not quick enough, but slowly, you know, just going to be gone. Because everybody's going to be mixed and everybody's, I don't know, that's what I'm hoping for at least. Another thing that just bothers me is these people. So Blackout Tuesday was just a nightmare. Blackout Tuesday was just, let's post a square. Then it turned out, like, if you post anything that wasn't a square, people are like, you know, you post a pic with your dog. It's like, oh my God, you're so racist. How could you do that? It's like, no, it's a black lab. Relax. But, you know, you post anything other than a black square, it's a nightmare. So then it turned out that was actually blocking the Black Lives Matter information. So I don't know if it was a Russian bot or a racist company. I don't know what it was, but that was like it didn't do good. It did like a negative effect. And then you got these people, man, like, once again, it's just like the white celebrity thing. Like, white people are so annoying, man. White women in particular. Angry white women, like, that really is, they're the devil's wrath. It's a nightmare. There's this one chick, like I said, I'm not on Twitter, but a couple buddies were sending me these, like, funny tweets from this chick. And she's like, if you post anything, like, even after Blackout Tuesday, she's like, if you post anything that isn't Black Lives Matter related, I'm unfollowing you. You're racist. It's like, okay, we get it, you know? Relax. And then she's like, then the Drew Brees shit happened, and she's like, I'll piss on Drew Brees and I'll piss on the flag. Okay, chill out. We gotta give a piss fetish now, but relax, you know? It's like some of these chicks, like, they hook up with one or two black guys, now they're an activist. It's like, you gotta just chill out a little bit. These angry white women, man, they'll just, there's no distance they won't go to, like, just be annoying, I guess. It's really, it's like, I get there's a cause that you want to be a part of or help out, for sure, great. If you go on any social media, every black person that I follow and friends with, etc., has not I haven't seen one post that is even slightly annoying or you go, oh, shut up. It's information. It's them saying, hey, check this out. Great. Get educated, get knowledgeable, great. It's always the white chick who just overdoes things just to prove, like, how not racist they are, and how just like, oh, look how just I am. It's like, we get it, you're great, and we're all fucking racist. We get it, you know, relax. What time are we at now, Frankie? I feel like we're giving her 25. Time's flying by. Okay, we'll get into, we got a couple things here to get into. I don't really want to talk about that. Okay, we'll get into the Chris D'Elia stuff. So for those of you who don't know, obviously Chris D'Elia, huge comedian. Once again, sounds like I'm on Twitter every day, but people send me shit on Twitter because I guess that's where all the action is. I don't think I could mentally handle it, though. So there was a Twitter thread that came out that was like pretty much calling him, he was grooming women and pretty much just being a fucking creep and being a pedophile. And all the messages were him on Instagram, like, soliciting girls for nudes or telling them to come to his hotel room, etc. And they were, you know, maybe 16, 17, 18. They're super young, and he's like 40, right? That's a fucking nightmare. There's really kind of three ways I looked at this, because there's really only three ways the story goes. And I'm by no means trying to defend him. I'm by no means taking away from, you know, the severity of his actions or anything. Option number one, he's legit a pedophile. He's a creep. He preys on young chicks. I mean, there's no... That's, I think, probably the most fucked thing somebody can be. There's no coming back from that. There's no it's like, that guy's career's over. He should be in jail getting butt fucked. Done. Option number two, famous guys on Instagram. He sees, I think the one chick has an OnlyFans account. You know, so the guy's on Instagram. He's seeing some IG thoughts, shoots him a DM and goes, hey, what's up? And they, you know, they talk blah, blah, blah. And he has no clue that they're underage because, let's be honest, we've all seen 16, 17, 18-year-olds on Instagram who look like they're 25. And you creep their profile, you look, and then you go, I gotta throw my phone away. This is fucked. I had a buddy recently. We go to pick up a pizza, and this girl brings it out. And he goes, hey, can I get your number? And she goes, I'm 16. And he's like, oh, fuck. So I'm sorry. He gets his car. We leave. He's like, I can never go back to that pizza joint ever again in my life. And I go, yeah, you can. You ruined it. The opportunity's ruined. So that could be the case where he's trying to wheel these chicks, and they turned out to be super young, which is fucked up, no doubt. You shouldn't be soliciting nudes or telling them to come to the hotel room, etc. If you didn't know, I mean, is his career over? If he didn't know, I don't know. And then option three is, you know, the people on Twitter conspired against him because somebody has a vendetta and wants to get him canceled, which is highly unlikely. But in today's world, with Photoshop, you could do that, which is pretty scary. But it's a tough spot, especially because he calls all his fans babies. Not a good look. It's tough, man. Fighter and the Kid, obviously they're buddies with him, that podcast. Well, one of my favorites. And Shab and Callan were just breaking down crying because it's like, that's one of their best friends. So, and we just don't know right now. We don't know, is he a legit person who preys on underage women, which is disgusting? Or is he a guy who's on the road trying to get laid? There's a big distinction there. Obviously, the guy's a creep either way because he is 40. we just don't know. So it's weird, man. Like, I feel bad for those guys too, 'cause it's like, you go to bed one night, everything's good, you wake up the next day and find out your buddy's a pedo. It's like, fuck. What a nightmare scenario. And then everybody's like, oh, are they, did they know, or who knew, or are they in on it? It's like, oh, fuck, man. And Callan said it best. Brian Callan said it best. He's like, yeah, it almost feels like the death of somebody. Like a friend, who turns out, if these allegations, if these things are true, that, it's a nightmare, man. It's what a nightmare for, even for, like, anybody who's a fan of the guy or whatever. If these things are true and he is a pedo and he is a creep, like, fuck, man. 2020. 20 man. Okay, we'll get into a couple more segments here. We got NBA talk. We got match of the week. We got Broadcore, and we'll get out of here. I had a quick refresh here. Okay, so the NBA is talking about coming back. Great. Oh, before we get into the NBA, we got a lot of NBA talk here. Before we get into the NBA, let's talk about that guy. What's his name? Chuba Hubbard. Choda Hubbard. I don't know. The guy's a chode, though, either way. So it's Oklahoma State running back who happens to be a Canadian guy. He's a beast. He's, running back. He's an absolute animal. Could win the Heisman. His coach, who has a mullet and looks like Theo Von's dad, went on a fishing trip with his family. He was wearing an OEN shirt, which is some news network that I guess is like super pro-Trump or whatever. And Choda decides to tweet and go, if this is, I'm not going to do anything until this changes. Like, he's really mad and offended by it and hurt by it. What? Now you can't even wear a TV network that you like. I don't know if the coach is racist or not. I don't know. I don't know either guy. If you were wearing a CNN shirt, right, and somebody tweets, oh, I'm not going to come play for the team unless this changes because they support Fox News, for example. What? The guy's wearing a shirt on a family fishing trip. And you're going to act like he's, a clan leader? Like, what are we doing here? And the fact that you tweeted that out, so it's public to make a big deal, I really question the character of somebody like that, because let's say that really did bother you and you go, I think that's racist, or that really bugs me. Okay, you're entitled to that opinion. It's your coach, man, that you've had for a few years now. Text him, call him, go, hey, what's going on here? I don't vibe with this. And then let's say something happened. Okay, great, go to social media. If your first move is to attack the guy on social media and try to make him look like he's a racist for wearing a TV network shirt, what? You're an idiot. What kind of move is that, Chuba? Chuba Hubbard. Chuba, I don't know. You know who I'm talking about, all right? It was so strange to me to see that. And then, his coach has to do a video where he's like, oh, we'll do better. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. He has to toe the company line. I get that. Especially in today's world, you get fired, canceled, labeled a racist, and his career's over for wearing a shirt. That's the world we live in now. You wear a shirt, you're racist. It's like, I don't know, man. There are racist and evil people in this world, no doubt. And they have to be stopped, and there's bad shit happening. Now we see it, we see it on our phones. But when you just label everybody a racist, it takes away what a racist is and how bad they are and how hateful they are. When everybody's a racist now. Well, it lowers the actual bad people. It takes away how bad they are. So I don't think that's the move. But that was a very strange thing. And he's a Canadian guy. Like I said, Choda Hubbard is from Edmonton, I think. So it's not, it's kind of a weird part of Canada. But anyways, okay, so back to NBA talk here. The Raptors championship parade was a year ago today, or this week, whenever this pod comes out. This week, it was a year ago. And what a nightmare that was. I have PTSD from that event. I've wiped it from my mind. For those of you who don't know, Raptors won the championship. Great. It was the biggest thing, maybe in Canadian sports history. Drake was actually MVP. It was unbelievable. Then they do the parade. And they had like a month to plan this thing because they're in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Bucks. And I think they were favored. But either way, it was like the series was looking like, I think they're going to do this. They had home court advantage. And they didn't play anything. Then they go to the finals. Everyone on Golden State's hurt. It's like, they have a chance here. Again, you have a week or two of the series, don't play anything. Then they win. Okay, great, championship parade. And they go, all right, just kind of, we're going to do it. Okay, great. So we go. No toilets, no water, no food, nothing. And they go, yeah, they're starting here. They'll be here in like 2 hours. Okay, great. So we go to Nathan Phillips Square. We're walking through. Everyone's partying. Celebrating. Great. It was it was a cool vibe, man. Everyone's just having such a good time. Then we get there. There's 7 hours before they get there. So we're standing. I'm sitting on the ground dying. Some chick gave me a Gatorade. I'm like, oh my God, you saved my life. We're waiting there 7 hours. Then we're like, I gotta leave. I gotta get water. I can't do this, man. It was a super hot day. There's nowhere to stand. There's no bathrooms. There's nothing. Nothing was organized. No internet. You couldn't even text people because there's like millions of people jammed in such a small area. Then to top it all off, there's a shooting. Just had a hurricane. There's literally a shooting and a stabbing. So then everyone's like running. We left at this point. They showed up. We saw the trophy. Got some pictures. Okay, great. We left. As we're leaving, there's like hundreds of people running this way and hiding in buildings and ducking. And like me and my buddy Cam were like, oh my God, like, did a bomb go off? Is there some guy with a machine gun? Is Godzilla around the corner? I don't know what to expect here. It was terrifying. I literally, like, I think this is the second time in my life where I'm like, I might die right now. Not a good feeling, because you're like, I don't know where to hide. I don't know what I'm hiding from. I don't know what's happening. Hundreds of cops are going this way. It was a nightmare of a day. And then we heard there's a bomb threat at Eaton Square, which is like at Eaton Center Mall, sorry. And then we have to go on the GO train. Our one buddy, Rich, who is always, you never know where that guy is or what he's doing. He was hiding at Denny's. And, like, he got away from us. And then we hop on the GO train. And it was just a nightmare, man. At Union, and everybody's so like pent up and nervous. Like, is there a bomb gonna go? It was the worst feeling ever, man. So thank God that was a year ago, and thank God Kawhi left, because if we had a bunch of these celebrations, I don't know if I could handle it. But a year ago, this week. So congratulations to the Raptors, and that day was a complete nightmare. Complete nightmare. And that's one thing too. It's like, I feel like a protest is pretty much just like an angry parade. Right? It's like an angrier parade. You're not going to catch me at either anymore in my life. I'm done. That Raptors parade ruined it for me. A parade, a protest. I'm done, man. You're not going to see me anywhere. I'm not walking around. I'm out. I'm at home, man. I'm at home. The Raptors parade ruined it for me. But the NBA, so they're talking about coming back. Well, they are coming back. If the world's still here in a month. They're coming back July 31st, and they're going to do it at Disney, Wide World of Sports. So it's going to kind of look like a summer league game. And they're going into I think October. And what's weird though is they're making all the guys stay in like the one hotel. They can't leave. They can't have visitors. They can't do anything for 3 months. What? Give it up, man. Give it. And they're giving out NBA rings that track you and also can tell if you have corona like symptoms coming on. So it's the only ring Chris Paul's ever gonna get. And also, what if that ring gives you cancer? You're wearing a ring with technology on it, with radiation. What are we doing here? Anybody who's read comic books knows that Lex Luthor had a kryptonite ring, and it gave him cancer, and that's why he got bald. So, what are we doing, giving these guys rings and telling them they can't leave anywhere? Stay in this building for 3 months and only come out and play basketball. Seems pretty racist to me. I don't know if we can get away with this, And also, it's like, I'm all for the NBA coming back, but it's like, I feel like that ship sailed. We're going to play into mid-October. Whoever wins will not be given the credit. And I'm the biggest NBA stan there is, and I was so excited for the playoffs. LeBron wins, everybody goes, oh, it didn't count. The Clippers, Kawhi, Paul George, they went, oh, whatever, it doesn't really count. Okay, great. Giannis gets his first title, doesn't really count. Raptors, who are the champs, and if the NBA doesn't continue, they're the champs. You got to beat the champ to be the champ. So right now, the Raptors are the champs. Let's say they win again. No matter who wins, it's not the same. And it's like, I don't know. I'm down to see it, but at this point, it kind of feels like the ship sailed a little bit. Dwight and Kyrie are against the return. They say, hey, we got to focus on political injustices and activism, blah, blah, blah. Those aren't the guys you want leading the force, man. They're let's throw Durant there too. 2 of the 3 biggest head cases in the NBA. You don't want Kyrie leading anything. The guy makes everything about himself. The guy's a nightmare. He's not invited to the playoffs. I think the Nets are out. And he's going, oh, we shouldn't do it then. We shouldn't do it. And then he's talking about, oh, we're going to start our own league. It's like, Kyrie, this is the guy who thinks the earth is flat. We're going to take advice from this guy. Pipe down, Kyrie. Give it up. Party next door fucked your chick. You hit a big shot in the finals. You're always hurt. You never play. You're always a nightmare to deal with. All your teammates hate you. Go home. Nobody wants to hear from Kyrie Irving now. The flat earth guy. Like, oh my God, what a nightmare. So hopefully the NBA, who knows? Maybe they play, maybe they don't. I don't get, though, to be like, these guys got to stay in a hotel for 3 months. Disney World, I think is Orlando one. They're going to be open. People are going to be there. NBA, I can't go there. There's going to be football games with fans. There's going to be NASCAR events with fans. There'll probably be UFC events with fans. Movie theaters are opening. So August, September, October, you can't leave this hotel. We got a ring on you. And they got a hotline, too, if you're going to rile on your teammates. Oh, call them. We saw this guy, late at night. He had a chick come by. Social distance. It's like, what are we pretending here for? Corona's over, man. And if it's not over, let's get it over. Everybody get it. Everybody get it out of your system. Let's move on, man. Hide in your house for the whole year and just, hey, dude, if he dies, he dies. Ivan Drago, if he dies, man. You're not going to die. You're not going to die. I'm not a doctor. Nobody is. The internet, some people say this, say that. It's over. Live your life, man. Live your life, dude. I'm so sick of it. Okay, we're 40 minutes in here. I think that's what we got for the pod, man. I think we're done. I'm happy to be back. Who cares 24? Mamba mentality in the books. See you next week. Smell you later. We're back every week, baby. If you like what you just saw, give the video a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, subscribe, DM me, shoot me an email, send me an e-transfer. Hook me up.